Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about how the Trump shutdown continues a GOP trend of shutdowns. As Republicans try desperately to frame a shutdown that is occurring while they have control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency, as somehow being the fault of Democrats, it's highlighting a trend decades in the making. Republicans are now promising to make deeper cuts that will hurt America's working class even more, while simultaneously trying to blame the Democratic Party. Here's a fun fact. There have been 6 government shutdowns in the last 30 years. The 1995 and the 95-96 shutdown under Clinton, the 2013 shutdown under Obama, and the 2018, the 2018-19, and the 2025 shutdowns under Trump. During those 6 shutdowns, Congress had 8 different congressional balances. That happened because some of the shutdowns last long enough for there to be a change in the partisan makeup of Congress. As an example, Trump's 2018 to 2019 shutdown had 3 different makeups in the Senate. When the shutdown started, the GOP had 51 seats. Then it dropped to 50. Then it went back up to 53. Out of those 8 congressional makeups, in 6 of them, Republicans controlled both houses. In 2 of them, each party controlled one house. And not a single government shutdown in 30 years occurred when the Democratic Party controlled both houses. You have to go back to 1990 to find a government shutdown that occurred when the Democratic Party controlled both houses. And in a funny twist, it was sparked by fighting between Republican Newt Gingrich in the House and Republican President George H.W. Bush. Didn't matter. A continuing resolution was passed even when a deal broke down, and it was sent to Bush, who vetoed it and started the shutdown. It lasted 3 days. So, even when you go to find one where the Democratic Party controlled both houses, they actually worked through Republican infighting and passed a CR, but it was rejected by a Republican president. In other words, the shutdown was caused by the executive branch, not the legislative one. To find something comparable where the Democratic Party controlled the House, the Senate, and the presidency, you have to go all the way back to 1980. It lasted 1 day, only affecting a single agency, the Federal Trade Commission. And really happened because on April 25th, the Attorney General issued an opinion that said government agencies had to shut down if appropriations lapsed. Before this opinion, agencies didn't shut down. The FTC's appropriations ran out 5 days after the opinion, and Congress didn't actually expect a shutdown to occur. In other words, the only Democratic trifecta leading to a shutdown was the first shutdown. It was a giant oopsie because of a new legal opinion. It lasted a single day and only affected one agency. It has literally never occurred again. When Republicans have control of both houses, shutdowns are on the table. And in fact, in the last 30 years, a full half of all government shutdowns occurred under Trump, and they all started when Republicans had the House, the Senate, and the presidency. His 2018 to 2019 shutdown cost the government more than all other shutdowns combined. The general takeaway is that the party that says they want to run the country like a business has a long history of being unable to keep the open sign in the door. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.